Hey there guys, how are we doing? My name is Manthis and welcome back to another video. Today I've got a really cool little video for you. It's going to be a bit of a discussion video, so expect to be typing some comments down below, at least after this video, I would certainly hope. Now, it's all about this Relic of the Past shuffle that's kicking around at the moment. I'm going to assume for the sake of this video you at least know what the Relic of the Past system that's coming into pre-patch is. If you don't, I'll leave some video links down below so you can check that out after this video, of course. But fundamentally, people are getting a little bit crazy with this whole Relic of the Past, and I think there's going to be some significant changes to it from Blizzard's end, or at least I hope there is, and I'll explain why in a little bit of detail. But you may see behind me, that way, you'll see a whole bunch of monks all standing around a vendor, and lots of like twinkling going on. Sounds like disenchanting to me. It's because it is. What's going on? Well, I'll show you exactly what is going on. This is what's going on. There is now people have been really creative with this Relic of the Past system to the point where they found a super optimal way to basically print gold. Initially, the Relic of the Past system was such that people looked through tailoring and they were like, oh, hang on, brown linen pants as a tailor are really cheap to make. We throw a Relic 5 on there and we turn it into like 50 gold. It's really good. It was a really good way to increase the value of each piece of rune cloth you had. People's creativity and people's ability to know the game inside out has led to this. It has led to the fact that people are now able to basically take 5 pieces of rune cloth and turn it very quickly and very efficiently into almost 84 gold. Just quickly, for the sake of this video, let me just show you exactly what that means. If you have 83.68 gold and you divide that by the 5 pieces of rune cloth it takes you to make the Relic 5, divide that by 5, you're left with nearly 17 gold per piece of rune cloth. Now, some of you out there are going, 17 gold? I thought it was only valued at 5 gold, or I only thought it was valued at 2 gold on my auction house. Yeah, this is where it's going to get a little bit crazy. The potential value of these materials, rune cloth, deep sea satin, netherweave, thorum ore, there's a bunch of them. The value of these materials is potentially going to skyrocket if this method stays the same. So let's talk about in a little bit more detail what this shuffle is and what are the effects that this might have on the economy. So first and foremost, you need a level 20 monk. As you can see, these guys are all monks. No surprise there. You need to then pick up enchanting, basically free. You then take your Zen pilgrimage to Kung Lai and you speak to the staff vendor Master Huang, which is exactly what these guys are doing behind us. What they are purchasing is they're purchasing the novice staff. Level 25 staff costs less than 2 gold to buy it from the vendor. The real cheeky thing here is that staff can then be disenchanted into between 2 to 3 greater magic essences, which then when converted gives you on average 7.5 less of magic essences. All of this section here is what's available to do on live as we speak, and exactly what all of these people in the background are currently doing. What will happen when the game goes into pre-patch next week is that people will then be able to craft these Relic 5s. They will craft it using these materials, and what that will in essence do is allow them to place one of these relics on top of a wand with a piece of wood and some of this lesser magic essence that they've gathered up, and then vendor that wand for nearly 84 gold. This is crazy. It's really simple, it's really straightforward for virtually anybody to do, and it's going to have some pretty negative impacts on the economy long term. And that's what I want to really dive into for the next few minutes, is the negative impacts this could potentially have, and why I think, not just I think, I've got to give credit to the other people that have put a lot of the thought process into this, namely Billis Anixia. He's really sort of brought this to light quite heavily over the last few days. That the effect that this can have on the economy is pretty drastic. And I want to just draw a comparison to something that people are fully aware of right now. In BFA, and for a good period of time, Tide Spray linen pants has been a way for people to basically buy Tide Spray linen when it's really cheap off the auction house, or even go out and farm it themselves. They turn the Tide Spray linen pants, they turn the Tide Spray linen into Tide Spray linen pants, and then they give those pants straight to the vendor. That vendor then exchanges them for us, I think something about 38 gold. But in essence what it means is each single piece of Thusday linen has a value of about 2 gold. That's like a minimum price value. So people are going out, they're farming Thusday linen, they're creating these pants, and they're creating gold. Very, very similar in theory to what is going on here with this monk staff to lesser magic wand shuffle. Now, what is the main significant difference between this? Well, it's availability and end result. 2 major differences. The Thusday linen system, you basically had to be max level to do it, to be able to farm the Thusday linen in the first place. Alternatively, you needed a good supply of Thusday linen. So somebody needs to be doing the farming there, but primarily it needs to be a max level character. So there's a barrier to entry there. Secondly, the amount of gold that you can generate through each single piece of Thusday linen is 2 gold. It's not a huge amount, and there's quite a lengthy process to do it, so it takes time, which means the new gold being added to the economy on an hourly rate is pretty minimal. It's not a huge amount. It's definitely manageable as far as Blizzard are concerned. To draw a comparison to this one, the problem is there's virtually no barrier to entry, because look, all of these characters, or at least a good portion of these characters, are level 20. You basically make a monk, and within 10 minutes you can if you make a you can be setting this up virtually instantly. This section at the bottom, you can be doing, there's virtually no barrier to entry to this. Anybody and their dog can be doing this, and as you can tell, lots of people are. The shuffle side of things, you've only got to gather rune cloth. Rune cloth is one of the oldest materials in the game. You're going to be able to farm up rune cloth super easily on virtually any character. There's virtually no barrier to entry there either. On the flip side of that, there's no barrier to entry, and each piece of rune cloth is then valued at 16 gold. That is 8. Where's my numbers? That's 8 times the value of what the current Thusday linen like shuffle is as it stands in the game. The long-term effects of this could potentially, if it's taken to an extreme level, and believe me, when there's the opportunity to make quick and easy gold, people will take it to an extreme level. The extreme level of this is something that's called hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is what happens when large quantities of gold enter an economy very, very fast. Economies can balance themselves, and inflation can be handled quite quickly and quite easily, as long as the input of new gold is not in a big rush. Blizzard has things like gold sinks in the game right now. Some of the gold sinks, for example, are your repair costs. Every time you repair your gear, it costs you gold to do it, but you're not technically getting anything back. So that's gold that's just leaving the system. There are vendor materials and vendor mounts that you buy. I bet there's one behind me somewhere. Please be a long boy. No, there's no long boy, typical. But the long boy, 5 million gold for a single mount. Anybody that has purchased that has taken 5 million gold from the economy and deleted it. Literally deleted it. That's 5 million gold that is no longer in the economy whatsoever. We've seen it in the past with the spider mounts. The materials to craft some of the jewel crafting mounts, for example, are 20,000 gold a piece. There's lots of different ways that Blizzard have introduced to remove gold out of the economy completely. But the problem is if the amount of gold going into the economy is super fast and the amount of gold leaving it is not super fast, we get this dramatic inflation problem. What's that going to mean for many people? Well, it's going to mean that people are going to log into their game, they're going to look in their bags, and all of a sudden that 100,000 gold that they had in their bags yesterday can't buy them anywhere near as much stuff on the auction house as it now does, because the price of everything has gone up, because these people with all of the money, or a great percentage of the money, are willing to just pay anything. They don't care what they're paying. The difficulty when it comes to something like this is getting across to people that this is actually a big issue. And I'm quite sure this video has not done it justice. But for those out there that have a reasonable understanding of economics and how it works, and the negative effects that inflation can have, will understand that this is quite a big problem, and I really do hope that Blizzard do something about it and fix it. So what I'm going to do for this video, guys, is I'm going to leave it there. Leave some comments down below. What do you think that Blizzard can do to fix this? Do you think Blizzard will fix this? Do you think people are just over-exaggerating and this isn't really an issue. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on it. Give the video a like if you think it's been helpful to you guys. But until next time, I've been Manthius, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.